And here at CES 2018 Asia, Kevin Howe, president of Huawei's handset product line, will expand upon that vision and share with us the future of mobile imagery, a critical component of the user experience. Howe is responsible for product strategy, research and development, and integrated operation and delivery. Please join me in welcoming Kevin Howe to the CES Asia keynote stage.
Okay.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. I'm He from Huawei. It is my great pleasure to meet with you all in the CES Asia Shanghai. 2 years ago in CES Asia, I told you Huawei's vision on the future mobile internet era, and I shared a concept that in the future, the human society will have not only a physical world. With the development of the mobile internet, we might also have the combination of both virtual and physical worlds. In the physical world, we can feel and sense everything. We have our own emotions. And in the virtual world, in this parallel virtual world, there might be a digital you experiencing all kinds of things in that virtual world. So this is the concept I shared with you 2 years ago in the era of mobile internet. And today, I would like to share with you on the topic of the future of mobile imagery. Mobile imagery is a key part of mobile internet. With the evolution of human society and technology, image plays a key role in the human society. At the very beginning of the existence of the human world, image came into being. It was created and recorded as well as shared by all human beings. Now with the advancement of technologies, the recording, creation, and sharing of images can be in various manners, and it is more convenient for us to share the images. So today, I would like to share with you Huawei's vision on the mobile imagery in the future. A long time ago, at the very beginning of the existence of human being, we created images. About 65,000 years ago, human beings engraved or carved on the surface of the mountain. This is the original image created by human beings. And 5,000 years ago, the Egyptians started to carve the image on the stone panel. And with this engraved stone panel, they can convey their concepts, their opinions, as well as religious beliefs to other people. And 2,000 years ago, paper became popular. Now with paper, we can not only create image, we had an easier way to convey and transmit the image to a wider range of people. With such a great carrier, the transmission of image was much easier. Now with the development of technology, 179 years ago, we created the very first camera. Therefore, the recording of image entered into a new era. In the past, according to our own understanding, along with some artistic creation, we created the image. However, with the very first camera, we can truly record every details we see. 110 years ago, we developed the very first Leica camera, which was easily portable. In the past, camera was a huge machine. I saw this machine in the photo shop. People have to stay behind a cloth, and then we put a film inside the machine, and we count down from 3, and then we took the picture. However, 110 years ago, we created a portable Leica camera. We just have to take the camera and the film. We can take pictures everywhere. So the recording of images now become mobile and portable. And 43 years ago, Kodak created the very first digital camera. The invention of digital camera was done by Kodak. However, unfortunately, in this era of digital image, Kodak didn't seize this opportunity. However, this is another story. However, Kodak is a pioneer for digital image, and now the mobile image entered into the digital era. And the benefit of this digital era is that it is easy for us to create and share images. Now with the mobile internet, very fast images can be shared among a lot of people, so the transmission of image becomes easier. Today, mobile phone is now the main carrier for us to record image and share images. Now we have seen the development of imagery technologies. All of these stem from people's desire to record, create, and share our daily life. Recording of the image has transformed from ink carving on the stone to a paper film to today's digital image. And what will be the future like? I believe in the future that there might be better technologies for imaging. Now let's see what the future will be like for the mobile imaging. Today, we have seen that in the era of mobile internet, the mobile imaging is developing very fast. We can ask ourselves, compared with 10 years ago, pictures and videos taken on our mobile phone increased a lot in number. If we calculate it by bytes, it is still a huge increase. Today, this is still the starting year of the explosive development of mobile imaging. Today is just a starting point. In the future, the data volume will continue to increase in numerical magnitude. And also the content we create will also increase greatly in the future. As I have said 2 years ago, the physical and the virtual worlds are being combined constantly, and with the sharing of contents, text, and images. And in the future, in the digital world, more and more contents will be created. So I believe this is the future development of a mobile image. With this in mind, what kind of breakthroughs do we have to make? I believe it should be fourfold. First, we need to break the barrier of the form of recording. Then we need to break the boundary of the content. And then we need to break the limitation of the way of presentation. And then we need to break the barrier of interaction experience. So if we can break all these 4 barriers, the creation, sharing, and the recreation of the content will enter into a new era. And later, I will touch upon some potential technologies we see in Huawei. First, I think recording is everywhere. Now, I only have to take out my mobile phone and then face it to me and take the picture. But maybe in the future, recording can be everywhere. So it means as long as you see it, you can record it, and then the image will be uploaded to the cloud or to places where you can share the image. That means each individual will be able to restore every moment you see or you live. And these captured moment can create infinite value on the internet. So recording will be everywhere. And along with the cloud computing technology, as well as the privacy protection, if the content and information can be processed properly, then I believe we will be able to create that virtual world, as I said 2 years ago. So this is recordings everywhere. So if recording is everywhere, what kind of technology will we use? People say we can use lens, and now we have some new technologies, for example, the meta lens. The meta lens imaging technology will use a single flat ultra thin lens to replace the multi optical lenses used now. And currently, this is a technology being developed, the meta lens. If we can achieve this technology, we will no longer need a huge lens, and the camera module will be miniaturized. And we can truly realize the situation where recording is everywhere. We also have some other technologies. That is to capture what we can't see. How to capture what we can't see? Maybe in the future, the mobile image will no longer just be the appearance of something. We can also see the inside of something. So what kind of technology can be used? For example, the photon imaging technology. We know the photon can go through different objects and materials. For example, it can go through the skin and we can see what is going on underneath the skin. Or the photon can go through the outer space of some material. Then we can see the inside of the materials. And this can help us see what we cannot see now. And other technologies will be used. For example, the Photon imaging technology. Now, with the Photon imaging technology, we can have a very fast imaging. For example, 500 billion frames per second. And with the diffraction, we can even see things we can't see. Maybe our sight is blocked. With the Photon technology, we can also see things we cannot see because our sight is blocked. So this is how we can capture what we cannot see in the future. And now many technologies are being developed. All these technologies will enable us to see what we can't see in the past. It can go through things, or it can get away with things and let us see what we can't see now or in the past. And also, while rebuilding the image, what kind of technology can be used to present the image? The first one is the hologram. In the future, we will have more innovations to present the image, and very often than not, we will mention the hologram. With hologram, we can present more comprehensive information to the user. The hologram is not only presented on the surface, rather, with a grating diffraction, we can see a three-dimensional image of it. Now on the mobile phone, we have enhanced the display capability of the mobile phone. And one of the functions that was enhanced is the 3D image. In our laboratory, we have already had some 3D display effect. And I don't have to wear a pair of glasses. However, this might compromise some effect of this image. For example, the brightness, the richness of the color might be compromised. If we can solve these pain points, I believe 3D image will be a great experience for the users. Now, moving ahead, I believe hologram image will be very important for us to rebuild the mobile image, and this is one of the key areas for R&D.
Apart from 3D imagery, apart from holograms, in terms of virtual interaction, we've made several attempts. For example, we use holographic images and rotate them. If we are to rotate them, then I use my hand and via a gesture to rotate the image by our real hands, just like we rotate some other real objects. This is a sort of UI interaction that we will focus on in the future as well. So from the recording to composition to transmission to representation and then to interaction of images. In this process, we will construct a brand new future of mobile imagery. And it encompasses lots of works that we are to do. The ubiquitous mobile imagery will create a holographic future, connecting the virtual world and the real world seamlessly. That's what I talked about 2 years ago. Between the two worlds, Huawei has invested a lot continuously to establish a tie, a connection between the two worlds. Now, Smartphones represent a good medium of composing, transmitting, and recording mobile imageries. But in the future, there will be more ways of doing so, and there will be lots of data created and stored at the virtual world, coexisting with the real world. I still remember that 2 years ago, when I stood at the same stage, I talked about a concept that since the images, data, and even thoughts in the real world could be captured and stored in the virtual world, that means that there could be a digital person doing some works in the digital world for you. Today, automatic response in the email is a very good representation. It will automatically reply for you, no matter if the one that you send email to is your boss, your friend, or your family. But in the future, the email machine or the email algorithm will understand your demand and make this work more refined. We've invested over the past decade around 40 million or 400 billion RMB, scaling up our exploration and experimentation. Mobile internet is a very key area of investment, and in 2017 we invested 10.4 billion euros, ranking greater than Apple, and the proportion of our R&D expense on our revenue is also greater than Apple. We've built 14 research centers and 36 joint research centers. In 2017, we applied more than 2,000 patents with the European Union, the biggest number in the world, and we've amassed more than 70,000 patents. We use strong efforts to break the frontiers of mobile imagery and technology as a whole. Going forward, the strong investment will support Huawei to do more in terms of camera, AI, computing network, virtual imagery, and interaction, the 4 key areas. We are constantly building our capacity in the hope that in each and every of these fields, we can be at the forefront of the industry, driving mobile imagery forward across the board in the industry and bringing renewed experience to the consumers. Camera has always been a priority. As we all know that the P series is important. We started the slow shutter in P8 model. It has very high resolution, together with lots of features like slow shutter that captures light trails and slow motion shooting. The slow shutter, for example, inspires people by capturing light trails, and the time-lapse shooting can record the lapse of time. Share it with your friends. The passage of clouds and the passage or the walking of passengers could be captured in a more convenient way than the traditional cameras and shared in a faster way too. And we co-developed with Leica for the first monochrome plus multichrome Leica dual camera system. We can restore details to the greatest amount. It has the equivalent of professional cameras, the big apertures that enable the imageries to have the effects of close zoom and telephoto effects. We've also worked with Leica to make sure that our phones can be artistic in the colors that are characteristic of Leica. The colors are not only real but also artistic as a result. This year we launched P20 Pro, a 3-camera phone. With 3 cameras, we can shoot in low lights, we can zoom in high resolution, and it also has a ultra snapshot functionality. the three elements that represent huge advancements in photography. It is the best mobile imagery capturing device, and with such a device, it has a 1.7-inch type sensor, and this is the biggest compared with our competitors. We can also rely on our algorithm to make sure that ISO is greater than 100,000 in terms of light sensitivity. And its performance, as you can see on the screen, in low light is stellar. It is about also to see the unseen, as I talked before. In low light, the things that we cannot see using naked eyes can be captured in the native, primitive way using this device. And I believe that with the development of mobile recording devices, the capabilities that mobile phones got in terms of photography can surpass that of professional cameras. And this is also our belief. And we will go further in the future in capturing and seeing the unseen by naked eyes. And our P20 Pro can also bring to you zooming capabilities in high resolutions. We can realize 3 times optical zoom, 5 times hybrid zooms, and 10 times digital zoom. Animals, as you can see on the screen, which is pretty far away, can be captured in a very clear manner. And the 10 times zoom in a digital way can also capture documents. In the future, when we record imageries, we hope that the picture can be crisp, not only for the close-up objects, but also for the faraway objects. In the past, to capture the flying birds high up in the sky, photographers often adopted the 600 millimeters lenses to do that. But it is truly possible that we can achieve the same effects using mobile devices, and this is exactly what we will strive toward. And we can capture what naked eyes can't see clearly or can't see entirely, say super slow motion. We extend 0.25 seconds to 8 seconds, making us see the entire motion much more clearly than before. The drip of an oil drop can be captured, and the time lapse is extended for us to see it more clearly. And this video was shot, or this picture was shot by me because we have a super slow motion capturing functionality. After setting up this functionality, I pour the water from the glass, and the camera has the functionality of detecting the change of a motion. And upon detection, it triggers this functionality. The motions in such a short span as 0.25 seconds are captured for every frame and extend the image to 8 seconds. We can't rely on naked eyes to see it so clearly, but we can rely on the mobile device to do that. And this is one important step forward towards the direction of seeing the unseen. The second part of our goal is AI. Artificial intelligence is also a key direction. What have we done on AI? In 2017, we had the first NPU on our phones. And with the NPU processor, AI scenario detection and the real-time processing of images could be realized. And in this year's P20 series, we not only put in AI scenario detection because of NPU processor, our mobile phone could comprehend the images in the way that human beings do and process the images. We also have AI image stabilization. We can hold the phone in hands for 6 seconds, and the image could still be stabilized using the AIS. That's because we mix together the clear pictures in the frames of the phone that you hold in your hand for 6 seconds and put them together in this night handheld mode. And as you can see that long time exposure can produce very good results in your handheld phone, and that's because of our NPU AI capability. What's more, because of the real-time recognition of imageries, we can put AIS into videos. You can see that conventional phones cannot capture images when you ride on a bus because it is on the ride, and those minor vibrations cannot prevent our phone from taking very stabilized pictures, even if you ride on a bus. P20 and P20 Pro is #1 in terms of the league provided by DXI Mark, and our P20 Pro's score is a lot higher than the other competitors, and it is so far still #1 on the league, and it represents a firm step towards the future of mobile imagery. I've given you several examples showcasing seeing the unseen, and they will continue to be the areas that we invest in, and we believe that centering around mobile devices, lots of more efforts can be made to make sure that the devices can perform better than naked eyes and bring you brand new, unimaginable experiences. We are widely acknowledged by the media, as is listed here. Media from the UK, Germany, Spain, and France. And listed here also includes some testimonies from the users. We have portals on which the users can leave their comments. So media as well as users speak very highly of the greater performance in photography enabled by the newest handsets. Within the 2 months and a half after the launch, we shipped more than 6 million phones, and that speaks to the fact that our products were very widely received by the users. And as you can see that global retail is also on the rise. After launch, our global sales increased by 81%. In China, the rise was 63%, and the figure doubles in the global arena. And the volume also increased significantly. It is all down to our investment in mobile imagery, our insights in this area, and continuous investment in key areas, bringing quality experience to the users who agree with us in terms of our high performance.
Therefore, in the future, we will continue our investment for mobile imageries, and we hope we can exceed the expectation of the users. Talking about mobile imageries, we have to mention the computing capability. In the era of text, we don't have a high demand for processing power. However, in the era of imagery, or in the era of mobile imagery, the demand for computing is much higher, and computing capability will be the key areas where we have to make investment. Now I have to mention our GPU turbo. On the 6th June, Mr. Yu Chengdong in Beijing released the GPU turbo. And today I will mention it once again here because it is very important. The GPU turbo sounds quite simple. It is like a turbo was added to a vehicle, and then the car can run at a faster speed. However, this technology can be realized because of our in-depth R&D in the field of GPU and our constant optimization of the performance of GPU. at the end of the day, we combined both the hardware and software to improve the overall performance of the GPU. And by combining software and hardware, we can greatly improve the speed of the GPU, and we reduced the energy consumption greatly. This year, I think we take another big step in the developing of GPU, and it is very important for our mobile imagery. Now we can increase 60% of the graphic processing efficiency, and the energy efficiency can be reduced by 30%. And the GPU turbo can also be used to improve the graphic quality to provide an HDR experience to the users. So because the efficiency is improved and the energy consumption is reduced, therefore the image quality can become better. And also we can reach a higher frame when we play game, almost a full frame. For example, for Mate 10 with the GPU turbo, we have made a comparison between Mate 10 with GPU turbo and iPhone X, and we compared these two types of mobile phone in the King of Glory, Crossfire, and Knives Out, and we can see the performance of Mate 10 is way higher than iPhone X. And also the jitter rate. Jitter rate is very important. We can reduce the jitter rate greatly compared with iPhone X. The Mate 10 with the GPU turbo have a greater performance than the iPhone X in terms of the jitter rate, so this will give you a better gaming experience. Not just on Mate 10 or Mate Pro. Even for mobile phones at the price of about 1,000 RMB, we will also make some improvement. For example, the Huawei Honor, now embedded with the GPU turbo, the frame rate can be increased a lot in different games. So even for budget mobile phone, the user can also have a great gaming experience. And at the same time, we can reduce the energy consumption, so you can play the game for a longer time. Just now we mentioned the GPU turbo. We use game as an example to show you how much we can improve in terms of the performance of the GPU. However, it is not just limited to games. Actually, GPU turbo represents Huawei's evolution in its GPU capability. Now with GPU turbo, we can improve our capability of image or graphic process, for example, AR, VR, the 3D image, and dynamic rendering in different scenarios. We will rely on the GPU turbo to provide better image processing capabilities. So in the future, in our new product, in terms of the graphic processing capability and the reduction of energy efficiency, we will see more improvements. And today, here, I'd like to make an announcement. The Mate 10 will be the very first mobile phone model to be upgraded into the GPU turbo, and at the end of June we will start the upgrading. You can apply it in the membership service channel, and later the upgrade will be pushed to other versions of the phone. Not just Mate 10, because the experience is great. Therefore, we are going to let more product be upgraded with the GPU turbo. So by the end of June, it will be Mate 10 or an Honor V10, and in July it will be P20 and Mate RS Porsche design, Nova 2S Honor 10, and the M5 tablet. And in August, the Nova 3E, the Changxiang 8 Plus, Changxiang 7S, the Honor 9 Youth version. And later more phones will be added to the list. With the upgrading of these products, we hope the user experience can be constantly enhanced. The technology advancement in Huawei will be provided to the user as soon as possible. And when the GPU turbo becomes mature, we will add it to more product and let the user experience it. So this is a new information provided to you, and you can tell this information to your friends. So talking about the upgrading of GPU turbo, we have to look back at Mate 10. Mate 10 was launched in last October. Since its launching, we constantly improved the user experience. For example, in March, we had the face key. In May, we had the handheld super night view, and in June, we upgraded the GPU turbo and the cloud computer. Cloud computer will be mentioned later, and in mid-July, we are going to upgrade the 960 FPS super slow-mo and AI photographer master. And we will constantly upgrade the mobile phone of existing users to improve their user experience. So for Huawei users, we will give you great experience in new product, and even for old or existing product, we will upgrade your user experience. I just mentioned the cloud computer, and here we are. Mobile computing is not only down on the terminal. In the future, mobile computing will also be down on the cloud. So today, we hope we can connect the computing capability between the terminal and the cloud in order to provide better user experience. So the cloud computing capability will be given to Mate 10. Huawei will redefine the PC. When we launched Mate 10, we released the PC mode of the mobile phone. So you just have to connect your phone with a monitor. So with this cable, we can project the screen of the mobile phone on the monitor. And on the monitor, the desktop is similar to the Windows operating system. So you don't have to buy a PC. You just need a monitor and a cable. Today, you can not only use the mobile application on your PC. Now, even on your mobile phone, you can use professional desktop office suite. So on your phone, you can use the Windows application. You can edit your PowerPoint, or you can edit your Excels, or you can create a Word file. All of these was used on the PC, but now it can be used on your mobile phone. And on the 26th June, Mate 10 will support the cloud computer service. You can download the cloud computer application in our app market and have a tryout of this application. To get more information, you can go to the app market. After using the Huawei Cloud Computer app along with the PC mode on your mobile phone, you just need a monitor, and then you can experience everything you experienced on your personal PC. So I believe this can help us connect the terminal with the cloud. And then I want to touch upon the communication. Communication is very important for mobile imagery. We are creating more and more content in real time. How can we create and share the image and also reprocess the imagery very fast? And I believe when it comes to this, internet is very important. Huawei is leading the industry in this regard. This year, the MWC was organized in Barcelona, and we launched the very first 5G chip and also the very first 5G CPE. And this year, we will increase our investment on 5G technology to provide end-to-end full scenario solutions. From this year to next year, we will have better product based on 5G technology. With the technology advancement, 5G will have a higher speed. It can also reduce the latency compared with 4G. Now with low latency, it is easier for us to upload and share content. And in the future, the internet will become faster. We will have a real-time uploading of the images. For example, if we want to have the real-time imagery uploading, maybe 5G will not be enough. Perhaps we have to go beyond 5G technology for the future. We have to think about a higher level communication technology with faster speed, and we will continue our investment in communication technologies. And where are we now? Today, with CTTL, with CAICT CTTL, we did the certification of Huawei P20. We are the very first mobile phone to pass the 5-star communication capability verification. However, we will not stop here in the future. We want to lead with our existing technology. In the future, we will continue to lead in terms of communication technology. And now I will come to the virtual imageries. Apart from the physical world, we are also creating the virtual reality, the virtual world. And virtual world is a major way to present virtual imageries. And the virtual world is an extension of our imagination. You can not only see the real thing, the real thing or the physical thing can be combined with the virtual object. Maybe in the future, the one standing on the stage making the presentation will be a hologram. And I believe holographic image will be a major direction for the future, and Huawei will continue our investment in this regard. This year, we launched the VR version 2. In the future, we will have better product of AR. In terms of AR imagery, we have a very interesting scenario, that is the Lequ AR. It can recognize different surfaces, so interesting animals and objects can be put on this surface. And all the objects can make moves on this surface, and this is a very interesting application. And also, this is only the tip of the iceberg of the application of AR, and we will continue to build our AR capacity, and we will continue to improve our users' AR experience. And this is a very interesting AR application too. With your gesture, you can create new images, and so you put your hand on the camera, and you will see the shape of a heart appearing on the screen. So all of these are only the starting of the application of AR. In the future, the physical object will be seamlessly combined with the virtual object, and we will provide better user experience.
Last but not least, interaction. Interaction is an important link in mobile imagery. As I said, virtual interaction is crucial going forward. How to improve the experience of interaction? I'll give an example. The new interactive model has been the concern of ours, from haptics to images to voices or even thoughts in the future will be important ways of interaction. Today we have an AI voice-enabled imagery search. The food picture taken last year in July in Chengdu, for example, the voice command went. This is one of the examples of locating the picture you want in the ocean of mobile images using voice commands. For example, the voiceover said, the food picture I took last July in Chengdu, and you can use different voice commands. So apart from conventional UI interactions, there could be voice interaction, there could be even thought-enabled interaction. And the methods of interaction will be an important capability to realize the future of mobile imagery. Mobile imagery is about the future, is about the perception of the world and the facilitated communication with the world by humans. Now, the number of mobile images is growing explosively. Today, people say that a 64 gigabyte phone is no longer enough for my photos. I need 128 gigabytes. It's because of the explosive growth of photos, of videos, or for example, the short format videos that are all the rage in the current time. And it is the user-created content that people share on the internet, and everybody can download it. We have a lot of content now, but it's just a starting point. We're at the tip of an iceberg compared with the future, which will represent exponential growth. So Huawei is merely experimenting the methods of thinking about those mobile imageries, using new perspectives, using new conceptions, making sure that the mobile images can inspire us, can make us think, can be more awe-inspiring. Every second there are 41,000 pictures taken, and it could be more. And every second there are over 700 videos shared on the moments in WeChat. In 2018, it is very likely that people will take 1.3 trillion pictures. And smartphones have already become an important tool of recording images. 76.4% of the images in 2015 were taken by smartphones, but it increased to 81.3% in 2016. It provides more convenience in terms of composition, sharing, transmission, and storage. We wish that our mobile phones can give you brand new experience in composing imageries. We hope that the Huawei phones can inspire people's passion for recording and documenting the world. We wish to use the sort of Germanesque colors of the Leica cameras to record the colors, to play a game with light and color, to create more individualistic expressions and record the faces of human beings, to record more refined details in people's emotions, to record the extraordinary in our daily lives, to capture the moments of people's lives at the instant, to take a portrait picture of the different corners of the world, to better capture the beauty of the distant areas that we travel for a long time to, and we hope to express the brilliance in the neon lights of cities, and to extend the life of lights, and to reinvigorate arts using photos. And we should not be limited by still photography. We should animate the still photography to present limitless opportunities and possibilities, to inspire people's passion for arts and explore the possibilities of the next generation imageries, to create new ways of interacting with the world, and to inspire people's interests in enjoying life in a better and more convenient way. We had the Next Image Awards starting from 2017, and this is a way that we explore with the Huawei's users the future of mobile imagery. We will use this way to interpret new technologies, new attitudes, and new perspectives. The sort of still framed photography will be extended to a diversity of imagery experiences, and we work with International Photography Center on this. And the first Next Image Awards in 2017 received 150,000 pictures from more than 90 countries. And the picture you see on the screen was the winner of the prize. It is a mother from Chile, and the picture is about her daughter. As you can see, it is recognized by the contestants of these awards, and people have been expressing their positive attitudes towards this award because they find it very meaningful for unearthing the values around their lives. So Huawei, using mobile imagery, enables you to not only record your life, but also perceive your life and compose more artistic works, artworks that delve into people's emotional lives and the deeper recesses of people's hearts. Let's enjoy the artworks that we received. So that was a collection of the 2017 artworks. We had more than 150 artworks coming from more than 90 countries. People all loved it. So today, we will launch the Next Image Awards of 2018, and the theme is Inspiration in Focus. Today, using the platform of CES Asia Shanghai, I am hereby announcing that the 2018 Next Image Awards of Huawei starts. We solicit artworks from today to the 31st of August, which is the deadline for submission. And there are 6 categories, including Goodnight, Hello Life, Faces, Check-in, Timeline, and Storyboard. There are different ways of recording your artworks, say location-based, say timeline. Everything revolves around smart devices. Take Storyboard as an example. People are interested what it is like. It's just like the sort of 9 pictures that people put on the WeChat moments, and they could be a very good manifestations of people's lives and attitudes toward life. So it's the case for timeline. Timeline could also be a social network originated way of recording our lives, including Good Night. It's about taking night shots. We find that a great amount of Huawei users like to take pictures at night because there could be more details. And when more details could be captured, you're more willing to show them and share them. Last night at the airport, when it was raining outside, I took a picture when the plane was parked at the tarmac. And the picture was taken through the window panel, and the rains were dripping outside, and it was very beautiful. So the categories were not just our choice, but also a reflection of people's tastes and preferences. The judges include the masters in this field. One is Mr. Li Changzhu, the vice president of a handheld product line, and along with the other 4 masters of photography. We wish that the users, together with the masters, could explore the future of mobile imagery together. The first prize will be $20,000, and the winners of the 6 categories will receive the Huawei P20 Pro and Huawei MateBook X Pro, and the 50 sunshine winners, or the 50 other winners, or the top 50 winners will have the Huawei P20 Pro. What's more, they will have the opportunity of attending the Paris International Photography Arts Show from the 8th to 11th of November in Paris. And there will be the equipment manufacturers, galleries, and many other stakeholders attending this exhibition. Perhaps you are no stranger to it. P20 was launched exactly at this venue. So in November, we will go back to this venue again, showcasing the images that we received during the Next Image Awards to the wider public at Paris, to let more people see the effects that the Huawei P20 and P20 Pro can show to the wider world. And you can scan the QR code to attend this awards, to attend this competition. What I have talked about have been my thoughts about Huawei's perspective on mobile imagery, the limitless possibilities from the past to the future. And I also shared with you our continuous investments in mobile imagery, were the achievements that we've scored so far, and the various possibilities that we can bring to the consumers. And at the same time, we want to tell everyone that the technologies and the handsets that we develop are not inanimate objects. Instead, we hope that users could use our handsets to compose their own artworks when we usher in the new age. and use these artworks to showcase and interpret their attitudes toward life and share with the world what they feel about the life around them. And that makes life better. And Huawei has always been willing to use every tiny bit of investment to renew and enhance our users' interpretation and understanding of life itself. Thank you very much for listening to me. That's the end of my presentation.